Hello there friends, I've got a new location for you today. I've just picked up my supply of raw milk and I'm hoping that the amount I've got is for about a week. And there you will hear some traffic noise in the background because deep in the countryside there's a little hamlet where I get my milk. It's called 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 and it's stunningly beautiful. In fact, I will just turn the camera around to show you. This is what I'm looking at, and you'll see over there a house just in the distance, and that's the former dower house. To what is over there behind the sun there is the gateway to 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐿 Hall, which was a hotel at one point but is now a very fancy private house. It's lovely. And then that's All Saints 𝐓𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐿. So we've got a beautiful view over here. But my video today is, I was talking about anger being poison on my video for my other channels, because I know it's not a good idea, but one of the first things that I do in the morning is check my socials, check my social media, and what I always want to be aware of is advice people give, and doing my own thinking, bringing my own intellectual process to the table, is to make sure that I'm following good advice if and when I decide to take it. And I notice actually a lot of people saying not only is anger a normal response to things, and I'm not here to deny that we feel certain things, because we do. We encounter them all the time. But how you respond determines the quality of your life. And not only do people say, oh yeah, anger, that's completely normal, but it's only normal if you've allowed things to get to a certain point. But I actually see a lot of people encouraging people to get actively angry at everything all the time. And well, if you think about it, what position are you taking when you're angry? Well, you're not taking a dominant position. You're not taking a responsible position. You are in fact taking a highly submissive point of view. And there's a self-help, I suppose you call a self-help guru, who I've probably mentioned on some videos, maybe not for a while, called Byron Katie. And one of the very wise words of pieces of wisdom that she has is that victims are violent people. You know, if you're constantly reacting to things kind of coming at you from all different directions, well, it's very, very easy, to put it mildly, to lose your cool with things. And I don't want to be, I definitely want to be a cool person. I don't want to be an angry harridan who's constantly offended, constantly resentful, because you're not in a position of power and influence if you're just spurging out all over the place, if you're just reactive to things. Believe that adults are measured. We feel things. We all feel things. But do you want to let certain emotions or psychological states rule your life? Well, no. You don't want to be the slave to your emotions. You want to be the master of them, which has been a perpetual theme in my recent videos, you might have noticed. But if you think about your favorite character from a film, or somebody that you've read about, well, they have moments where they fly off the handle, they're in high-speed car chases, and it's all very exciting and satisfying in the moment. But there comes a point in whatever work of art it is that the protagonist takes a firm, resolute position and says, right, boom, this is what I'm going to do. And we love that moment, because then we know that the real action of the film is going to happen. That person is going to turn around the situation that they're in. They're going to take charge of it. They're going to take control of whatever state they've been in, and they're not going to allow it to be an excuse. And I think I haven't drunk now for many, many months, no alcohol whatsoever, and it's been fantastic. It's been really brilliant. And yes, occasionally I do miss it and really fancy it, particularly in lovely weather where it's nice and bright, and I think about the condensation dripping down the glass of white wine, and it's all very nice. But my life is so much better because I'm in control of it. And we talk about those kind of addictions to alcohol, to drugs, to sex, to violence, to gambling, to all of these things. I don't think they're anywhere near as common as people are addicted to anger, to resentment, to loathing. And the people that I really enjoy watching and learning from are the people who are actually going out and doing things, even if it's, rather than for convenience, picking up a 2-litre bottle of milk from the supermarket. Well, come out into the glorious countryside and support actual local people. Put your money where your mouth is. And it's the same people who make those recommendations that I actually donate to, because it's wholesome. It's an integrated network of people who are actually doing things. And you may think that it sounds a small thing, an insignificant thing, to come out and buy raw milk that's really wholesome and fresh and delicious and actually really nutritious and brilliant for you. You may think it's a small thing, but it's my individual contribution, and I do that every single week, so that and in fact in the last week I've come over here 2 or 3 times. It's racking up wins. It's racking up points where you can say, well, you may be complaining or wanting to find solutions, but I've found them and I'm doing it. So I'm ahead of the game. And I'm not saying that in a pompous way, but people will say, oh, well, what are you doing? I say, well, I'm doing this, I'm getting myself involved. And yes, is it going to affect people in government? Well, no, it's not, but it's coming out to places, supporting them, and you develop relationships over time, and it means that you're actually building communities. We miss all of these things when we're angry. You don't make good decisions when you're angry. You make very hasty, impulsive decisions that ultimately you will look back on and think, oh dear, that wasn't particularly good, was it? That was a waste of my energy, a waste of my virtue, frankly. But you have to really, really want to have a positive influence. And that's why I talk about willingness all the time. Are you willing to drop your anger and actually start to think, well, why am I angry? Because I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel these things, but don't get stuck in them. Don't stagnate and get lost in the swamp. The whole point of the swamp is to actually transcend it, is to get through it. It's not to get bogged down and drown in the misery of life, because as I've already pointed out with that short video, the short pan around at the beginning of this video, there's beauty. There is beauty everywhere. If you have eyes to see it, nose to smell it, ears to hear it. And people say, oh yeah, but there are cars passing behind you, Martin. So, well, yes, passing through beautiful countryside, going back to their businesses, going back to their family. It's all a choice. And whether you like it or not, if you're choosing anger, which is the poison, nobody is forcing you. Nobody is forcing you to do that. Be the change that you want to see in the world. these phrases stick around regardless of who said them. There's truth if you are willing to find it, and there's beauty if you're willing to find it, and believe me, it's abundant, and there are solutions. So start off by take a deep breath. It is fantastically effective, really effective and safe, truly safe and effective. Not like other things that we know that are completely unsafe and ineffective for what they are purported to do. Start filling your life with goodness. And I guarantee you the things that even a few weeks ago or a few days ago that felt really difficult actually can become far easier, far simpler. And even if they're not easier, you will have the determination and the spirit to actually invest in all of the fantastic things that you want to do. So stop being angry. It's not serving you. And start living your own life. Know your own business.